If you're fishing matted cover with a plastic worm, what's a real important trick that you need to know? Wow! That's a beauty. Good morning, guys and girls. November 4. You're looking at Proverbs, one of my favorites, Proverbs 3:30. If I ever again write another daily devotional, I wrote one this year that will be out about March. It's called Catch a Better Life. Catch a Better Life. And it's going to be a good one. It took 7 or 8 months to write that book. Worked really, really long, hard hours on that in the middle of the night, and just forever seems like. But if I ever do another one, I'll probably do it just on the book of Proverbs and maybe Psalms, maybe Proverbs and Psalms. I think there's enough in these two to write great devotionals about. And this one's a good one right here. It says Proverbs 3:30. It says, "Don't accuse someone who has not harmed you." Don't accuse someone who has not harmed you. I guess I would probably paraphrase that and sum it up and say, don't say anything bad about anybody. Don't say anything bad about anybody. Don't accuse somebody that's not harmed you. On a really large lake, one of the easiest ways to locate bass is to find a major creek that has everything that a bass needs. It's got it all. That creek then becomes the entire lake for the fish because they never leave, no matter the conditions or the time of the year. Those bass stay in that creek all time. To them, that's the whole lake. That's the whole lake. Now, some of the big lakes we have, some of these creeks go 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 miles long up into the end of the creek. They don't ever go out to the main lake. They don't know there's a main lake there. They don't know the dam's on the other end. They don't know about all the other creeks and tributaries. That is their lake, and they stay in it. They feel safe. They have places to spawn. They have plenty of food. They got deep water, shallow water cover. They've got everything they need. That creek becomes their lake. A sin that has everything it needs to dwell in our spirits and haunt us is saying something bad about others. That's a sin. You hear me? That's a sin. And it's got everything it needs to dwell inside of us. Most of the time, we spouted off about a situation that has not hurt us, often one that we're not even involved in at all. Listen to me. I've been on the receiving end of accusations coming from folks that I didn't even know, and about situations that I wasn't involved in, and certainly situations that they weren't involved in, and yet they've said bad things about me. They've said things that hurt. The hurt and the pain, they're very real. Let's hold our tongues and our emails and our comments and remember that making false accusations is a sin. Making false accusations is a sin that causes other people unnecessary pain. There's just something that the devil has put inside of us, something that the devil uses when we hear something bad about somebody, or somebody does something that we think is wrong, that we want to just pile on, we want to add. We want to throw gasoline on the fire and make that dude blaze up as high as we can. Many times it's something that's not even true. And generally after it's told a few times, it gets more untrue as it goes along. The best thing we can do is just zip it up, hold our tongue, and not say something bad about somebody. And like I said, many times it doesn't even affect us. It doesn't even affect us at all. There are things that happen that's in a news cycle that we take sides on. And we'll just pile on to somebody we don't even know. And if it's somebody that's got a little celebrity status to them, like a movie star or something like that, we'll just jump right in there and add something. We don't know the people. We're not involved in it. We don't know if it's true or not. And then we jump in there and add to it. Remember, that's a sin. Don't accuse someone who has not harmed you. Making false accusation is a sin that causes others unnecessary pain. Why in the world would we want to do that? Why in the world, why would we want to cause anybody pain? Let alone somebody we didn't even know. No reason to. So let's speak life. Let's say nice things about people. If we have something bad we can say about them, let's just zip it up and don't say it. Here's our tip for today. Small holes in matted cover with little holes in it, should be fished with a pegged slip sinker. That's right. If you're fishing a plastic worm in there, Texas rig plastic worm, peg your slip sinker. Your slip sinker that slides up and down your line, bullet slip sinker, it looks kind of shaped like a bullet. Piece of lead in the bullet, and it's narrow, it's thin on one end, cone shaped on one end, flat on the other, hole through the middle of it. You can peg that with a toothpick. Works really easy. You wet your line, take your toothpick, stick it down one end of the sinker, break it off, stick it in the other end of the sinker off, ease it down on there. Now it doesn't slide up and down. So when you flip it up there and it hits on that grass, the sinker doesn't fall down in the hole, leaving your worm up on the grass. The sinker will fall down the hole, carry the worm down with it. Peg that slip sinker when you're fishing matted grass. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. Say great things about everybody. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, you're going to feel a lot better about it. And remember, I sure do love you.